Hello and welcome to Storia Writers Club for the 25th of March 2018. My name is Matthew Worboys and I am a writer. And the normal structure of this show is that I sit down at my computer and live stream for 2 hours my writing process. And I invite anyone who is interested or lacking motivation to actually sit down and write. I invite them to join me so that we just, we take 2 hours of our day out to focus, to calm ourselves, I suppose, but mostly just to have 2 hours of unshameful time to focus on our creative projects. And for the last couple of weeks, it's worked really well. I have been writing more consistently than I have maybe ever. And it's been really good. It's been really good for me. As you know, last week, as you may know, as 150 billion% of you don't know, last week I got to the conclusion-ish of the first draft of what I was working on, which happens to be part 2 of a short story that I'm writing called Upper Management. Upper Management is going to eventually be a couple of episodes of my storytelling podcast known as Storia. Part 1 of Upper Management is up for you to listen to right now. Part 2 is on its way. To be honest, I'm fatigued on upper management, which happens all the time to me. I write something, I focus all of my energy on a creative endeavor, I kind of get to the end, and then I don't want to look at it for a while. I can't continue it. I just have no energy for it. But I didn't want that to affect this or affect my creative calendar, I suppose. I wanted to be here and to be creative and to take the time to stop stressing about life and to just do something here with you. So I thought I would not work on upper management, maybe not write, or at least not write down this week, but to talk. Yeah. Part of this idea came from what I've been doing for the last couple of months. From, I think it must have been October last year. In October last year, I decided that I would be interested in getting involved in the Sydney improv scene. Improv and improv comedy is something that I've been interested in as a consumer for a very long time, for years. I listen to Comedy Bang Bang and Improv for Humans and all these shows. I'm not going to name them one by one. And I was purely a consumer of this content. But if you know me at all, then you would know that I struggle to be just a consumer of art that I like, of art forms that I like. I can't think of one format of creativity that I just purely enjoy as a consumer. I have to be making it. I have to be learning it. I have to know the ins and outs of how art is created if I'm interested in it. There are exceptions like visual art that I enjoy as a consumer like anyone else would, but I don't have that deep passion. But that is the exception that proves the rule, and I don't know which came first: my extreme lack of talent in visual art or my disinterest in it. Which which lives in distinct contrast to my music and my writing, which, you know, I can't listen to music without wanting to make music. I can't watch films without wanting to make films. You get the idea. So I've enjoyed improv for a very long time, but I haven't created it. I haven't been involved in, you know, in the production of improv, purely because I don't have a performer's background. I haven't really been interested in that side because I don't feel like I'm very good at it. But enough was enough, and I was enjoying improv enough that I decided to give it a go. And so beginning in October, I signed up to a improv class run by an improv school called ITS. And so I did level 1 and I just finished level 2, just about to start level 3. And level 3 involves doing some actual performances for people. So that'll be fun. And hugely daunting in a way that I can't describe. So when I started, I kind of thought, oh yeah, I've got this. I kind of can get my head around what it takes to be funny on cue, and getting up in front of strangers is not something that not necessarily that I feel very comfortable with, but isn't something that scares me. It's definitely something that's out of my comfort zone, but you know, I enjoy doing things that take me out of my comfort zone. Case in point, me being here. But in the last couple of weeks of doing improv, I kind of have realized that that it's not a skill that I either intrinsically have, or it's a skill that I have not uncovered in myself yet, which is being in front of a group of people without a script, having no structure, no plan, and just doing scenes, doing characters. It's not even necessarily the being funny that I'm concerned about, because I'm naturally a very hilarious person. But it's the... I found that I was trapped in my own head doing scenes, thinking about, are people going to enjoy this? Is this creative? Is this just, you know, dealing in cliches? Like, what boundaries can I subvert? What stereotypes can I change? All that kind of thing going on in my head, and realizing that the scene that I was doing was suffering because I wasn't living in the moment of the scene. And that has become increasingly obvious to me that that's something that I do in scenes, and knowing that that I'm going to be performing in but 11 or 12 weeks, I needed to do something about that. And so I thought I would do this. I am talking off the cuff. I have no plan, nothing that I particularly wanted to say in this video. I just wanted to know what would happen if I turned the camera on and started to speak, started to monologue, and see how long I could go. It's not going to be a good video. I don't expect anyone to watch it. And if you are watching it, congratulations, you're crazy. But it's a skill that I'm not going to get unless I practice talking with nothing to say, but like nothing that I'm planning to say at the outset of the video. So it turns out I talked about improv for a little while. Well, not really, just, you know, a little bit of history. But yeah, it's been tough. I was in a couple of scenes that I felt didn't really work. Everyone is super nice. The group that I'm doing it with, we're all learning at the same level, but there are clearly people that I am hugely jealous of in my group, that are just naturally, you know, bouncy and have great delivery and know exactly where they want to go. And I look at that and I think, well, I want to be there. And there's no reason that I shouldn't be there. Like, what am I lacking? And I guess I don't know what the answer to that is completely yet, but I am hoping that a little bit of, I want to be able to communicate better, more succinctly, more openly. I have found that increasingly in the last couple of years, my daily word count has been decreasing because I find myself only communicating in necessary chunks. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm being an idiot and telling jokes and deflecting from people. And that's just kind of like who I am now. But it's not a good habit to be in when you need to be getting in front of people and communicating succinctly, but for an extended period of time. So yeah, that's what I'm learning how to do. So with all of that said, my plan is to do a little bit of a series out of it. I don't exactly know if I'm going to do this yet. It's delving around in my brain. It's like the idea is to get up super early, 1 to 3 times a week, and just do like an early morning live stream when no one else is awake. You know, you've got that beautiful, lonely darkness where you wake up before everyone else and you feel like you're the only person that is awake in the world. You feel like you are a little bit more open because no one else is really watching. So I want to capture that, and I want to do a live stream off the cuff that no one will watch, but I will be producing. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. Of course you aren't, which is the idea. But yeah, I want to get better at this. I want to train myself to be able to say nothing when I need to say nothing and say it effectively. And I want to feel more comfortable when I'm talking to an audience, to a crowd. And I want literally everyone I know to come to my performances and to laugh very hard and to think to themselves, this is a creative genius. I need to buy him a pretzel. Please buy me a pretzel, and I'll see you next time.